When Yogi Adityanath is fielded by the BJP to represent the BJP views, I don't know really whether it buttresses, undermines, or takes away from the secular credentials of the present government. That's a question the BJP and Narendra Modi have to answer at some point. Now, Asaduddin Owaisi, who is on the Newshour tonight, asked some 9 or 10 or 11, I didn't take count, but he asked some straight questions. And I'm sure Subramaniam Swamy has counters for them. You're not hearing me, Mr. Owaisi? Mr. Owaisi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, we'll try and get the line.
Your sound is not clear.
Okay, don't worry. I'll be clearer as we proceed into the debate. I just was saying, Mr. Owaisi, in fact, I'll come to you later. Let's introduce the others. Prem Shukla of the Shiv Sena, Sudhindra Bhadoria of the BSP, Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, Rita Bahuguna Joshi of the Congress. And completing the panel today is Sabah Naqvi, political editor of the Outlook magazine, and of course, Asaduddin Owaisi of the All India AIMIM. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Owaisi, I want to begin with you. With your permission. You can't hear me yet. Okay, let's start with the Congress party then. Rita Bahuguna Joshi, my first question to you is, if the centre is to be held responsible for the communal violence in the country, who do you hold responsible for the 668 communal incidents in 2012 when 94 people lost their lives and 3,117 people were injured?
Well, the question is not this which you are asking.
No, why is it not the question? That is the question, and I want an answer to that question.
The question is about the complicity of the central government or the ruling party in those incidents. Now, let me tell you very clearly, as these events are unfolding themselves, you yourself have seen, and we know, that MPs of the BJP, MLAs of the BJP, their state presidents, and very responsible members, senior members of their party, are engaged in incidents of communal violence in several places in the country. Now, this is where we object is. See, you are leading the nation, you are in government, you have a broad majority of 282.
Subramaniam Swamy. Prem Shukla.
And you promise the country development, you promise the country progress, and what are you doing? Look at the events as they are unfolding.
Prem Shukla.
What happened in the Maharashtra Southern?
Prem Shukla, first response.
Minister said.
First response. Rita Bahuguna Joshi asked you a question, you didn't reply.
नहीं, ये सबसे
Yes, Prem Shukla.
सबसे दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण प्रश्न है, सबसे दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि जिन लोगों ने 1947 में धर्म के आधार पर इस देश को बांटा और 10 लाख हिंदुओं को काटा और आज दिन तक हिंदुओं को काटना ही वो सेकुलरिज्म का परम धर्म समझते हैं, वो हमको इस देश में शांति का पाठ
कैसी भाषा यूज कर रहे हैं आप?
जिन्होंने सिखों को काटा, नरसंहार किया,
सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
नहीं, जिस तरह की भाषा यूज हुई है,
इस तरह की भाषा
यही भाषा हो सकती है।
भड़काने वाली भाषा यूज कर रहे हैं आप? प्लीज प्रेम शुक्ला जी, ये आपकी पॉलिटिक्स होगी, हमारी नहीं है। गौरव भाटिया इज रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू यू। नो, डोंट डू दिस। नो, डोंट डू दिस। नो, डोंट डू दिस। गौरव भाटिया इज कमिंग इन। आई वांट टू हैव सभ्य बहस कीजिए, सभ्य बहस कीजिए, बहस कीजिए, मगर सभ्यता से बहस
कर रहे हैं। मेरे शब्दों में असभ्य क्या है, कृपया रेखांकित कर दीजिए।
ये काटा और बाटा आपकी भाषा हो सकती है, हमारी नहीं है, इस देश की नहीं है। गौरव भाटिया,
बांटा है और काटा है।
1 मिनट प्लीज। गौरव भाटिया इज रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू यू। ये इस तरह की भाषा की प्रयोग मत कीजिए, प्लीज। Gaurav Bhatia.
Arnab, the basic etiquette on any debate
1 minute,
should
please.
be to at least agree to disagree. What kind of language is Mr. Shukla using on national television? He is again talking about 10 lakh Hindus, 10 lakh Muslims. Can he not come out of that religious mold and talk about 10 lakh human beings losing their lives during partition? And this is the unfortunate part. I question their selection of Mr. Yogi Adityanath for today's debate. Mr. Yogi Adityanath is an accused who has been charged with communally violating the atmosphere in UP. His own affidavit says that. Mr. Yogi Adityanath has said that the Hindus should unite to take revenge from Muslims. And this is the choice of BJP on such an important discussion. Can't they have a better leader? Has the BJP level come down to this, that they will have Mr. Yogi Adityanath debating communal violence all over the country? And this has only happened, Arnab, because when Ashok Singhal spoke about majority taking revenge from minority, the Prime Minister of this country was silent. It has only happened because when Mr. Bhagwat said that this is a Hindu Rashtra, our vocal Prime Minister was silent. And it has only happened because he inducted Mr. Sanjeev Balia as a minister when he happens to be an accused, a charge-sheeted person in the Muzaffarnagar riots. And I think the time has come that we don't divide the nation further. We don't communalize every incident of
when you
that happens like it
therefore,
happened in
no,
this
therefore
is my
a point.
to them.
No, one
and
second.
Gaurav Bhatia need to be answered.
Gaurav Bhatia, 1 minute. I'll get Sudhindra Badoria and then I'll get Subramaniam Swamy and Mr. Owaisi. You see, 1 minute, Mr. Shukla. Just calm down, Mr. Shukla, for a minute. 1 minute, please. The question being put here is Narendra Modi should be taking a tough position. Now, member of Narendra Modi's party, a member of Subramaniam Swamy's party stands up in the Lok Sabha and says, effectively says, I don't know why you are laughing, Subramaniam, such a serious matter. He effectively says that communal violence and polarization is just a response to appeasement politics. I want to ask, does the government of India endorse the view that communal violence and polarization is only a natural reaction to appeasement politics, Subramaniam Swamy? Does the government of India advocate the views that Hindu consolidation is a justified response to appeasement? Does the government of India, Subramaniam Swamy, endorse the view that garv se kaho Hindu hai hum philosophy?
Well, your response to your question, let me say that wherever BJP is in power today in India, there is complete communal harmony. There are no incidents whatsoever. But where BJP is not in power, you have 5 lakh Kashmiri Pandits being driven out from their homes. You have in Kerala the...
Sir, why are you not answering my question?
Hindus being taken place. You have
Subramaniam
communal riots galore in UP.
Sir, why are you not answering my question?
All the places where BJP is not in power, there is communal violence.
Sir, you forget...
He wants to use it to come to power.
Well, then you have an ineffective administration. You can't control riots, and whereas we can.
Really, what I remember.
What about Madhya Pradesh? What about Gujarat? What about
Madhya Pradesh? There has been no riots worthy of its name. In Chhattisgarh, there are none. In Gujarat, there has been none for the last 12 years. In Rajasthan, there has been
92 communal incidents in 2012 in Madhya Pradesh. And 84 communal incidents in 2013.
Nothing compared to what is happening in UP.
On the floor of the House.
Nothing happening. And you produce these statistics without quoting the sources.
Crime.
And you please...
rate of incidents in UP is lower than Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and Goa.
The sources
Let
of
me tell you that, Mr. Subramaniam
not this Socialist Party
and you are a very learned man. You are a very learned man. I know you can take a look at all the reports and you can see the rate of incidents for communal riots is much higher in the BJP ruled states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Goa and Gujarat.
Totally false. There is no riots
you can
in
see
any
the NCRB report of 2013, Mr. Subramaniam Swamy.
UP, which is
I challenge you. I know you are a learned man.
Subramaniam Swamy,
and you will stand corrected.
Subramaniam Swamy adopts an interesting tactic on tonight's debate, Sudhindra Badoria. I want Sudhindra Badoria to come in and then I will ask Mr. Owaisi if he can take counter questions as well. Because he asked 10, 15 questions today, he should at least take 5 or 6 counter questions. I don't know, Sudhindra Badoria, what do you think of Subramaniam Swamy's response? Did he answer the question I asked him? My question was, a member of his party stands up and says that communal violence and polarization is a response to appeasement politics. All through the discussion, this man, Yogi Adityanath, blames appeasement for polarization, but where is the condemnation? He almost seemed to justify a befitting response. I don't think Subramaniam Swamy answered my question on Mr. Adityanath. Sudhindra Badoria.
Yes, let me put this whole debate in perspective. You see, the whole election this time in 2014 by Narendra Modi was on the agenda of development and better governance. But however, now some of the MPs, by raising these kind of voices, are trying to move away from what the election agenda was. One. But however, let me say this, that the recent statements made by Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and now Mr. Kharge only speaks of half-truth. If they had woken up to the occasion when the most hatred, communal carnage of the post-independent era took place in Muzaffarnagar, where over 100,000 people were rendered homeless, this state would not have happened. But because of that, today you see, because of that, you see today that even Mulayam Singh, now realizing that he has lost complete support, today he is coming on his knees seeking support from other political parties. It is because of this that today they have seen in Uttar Pradesh that the Samajwadi Party has been completely wiped off.
That she has. Mr. Bhadoria, you should remember that.
You have your own conclusions, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia. You cannot answer the issues which are there in the minds of the people of Uttar Pradesh. You are responsible for Muzaffarnagar, Saharanpur, Muradabad, Meerut, Haryana, also Pratapgarh. I can go on. I can reel on district after district how you are trying to disturb the communal harmony in Uttar Pradesh in order to seek vote from people
You can vote.
But let me tell you,
you
the
can
people
vote.
of UP have understood your agenda and
you can vote. You can vote. Gentlemen, I think I need to get some others in as well. Now, I'd say this, you can carpet bomb each other, you know. BSP and SP can carpet bomb each other with accusations. But at this stage of the debate on the Riot blame game, I bring in Mr. Owaisi and I want to know if Subramaniam Swamy will give him counters or run away from that question as well. He asked several questions, 10 or 11. I pick up one. Mr. Owaisi. Or do you want to take a counter question first? Mr. Owaisi, you want to pick up one of the points you raised or a counter question first?
No, go ahead, Arnab. You're the master of, go ahead. I'll answer your question.
No, I'm not the master. I'm only an anchor. My question is this, Mr. Owaisi, to you. You put 10 questions. I have some questions for you. My first question is, sir, is it true or not that Kashmiri Pandits, as you know, this question is also put in Parliament, I think you should answer the question now, were denied the right to a pilgrimage because the bogey of demographic change in Kashmir was raised and the state government of Jammu and Kashmir gave in? Where was Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi's outrage then?
Now, should I believe Mr. Arnab Goswami's baseless allegation, or should
what
I
is
believe
baseless? Kashmiri Pandits were not denied the right to a pilgrimage because the bogey of demographic change in Kashmir was brought in. I showed the papers on the channel a few days back. Maybe you missed it.
No. Now, either you please be quiet, because you should give the other the opportunity to reply back to your question. Now, if you don't like me what I am saying, then you should not call any of us, because I am not here to dance according to whatever you say. You have put a question to me, let me answer. I was saying that an answer that has been given by the government of India has more relevance than your baseless allegation. And that is, the government of India accepted that was not a yatra, that was a puja. Now, if you have any qualms with Mr. Arnab Goswami, please take it up with the government of India, Minister of Home Affairs.
You dodged it. Second question.
Secondly, you talk about Kashmiri Pandit. Would you please tell me how many Kashmiris died? More than 1 lakh Kashmiris were killed.
Prem Shukla, 1 minute.
Kashmir is an integral part of India. Yes, but do we love the Kashmiris? No. We only pay lip service. Kashmiris, yes, I accept Kashmir is an integral part of India. But what about those Kashmiris? What about those people who are missing? Do you want to answer this question?
No, my philosophy is slightly different from yours, and you must allow me. Now, by the way, I have no point of view on individuals we call, and I think I reject your baseless allegation that I don't want to listen to you. If I didn't want to listen to you, you wouldn't be here, and I think we want to listen to your point of view. But you must listen to my questions. My second question, sir, please take a position. No, one wrong doesn't justify another wrong, you see. One mistake doesn't justify another mistake. You answer my question. Don't give me another context. My second question to you, sir. Why doesn't Asaduddin's Owaisi on Newshour tonight stand and say whether the ethnic cleansing of Kashmiri Pandits was nothing short of a massacre?
Ethnic cleansing of Kashmiris.
Kashmiri Pandits was nothing short of a massacre.
Kashmiri Pandits should be rehabilitated back, but I'm also in the same breath saying that the people who have been killed in Kashmir, justice needs to be done.
No, so I can see you raise all these issues in the course of your speech.
Whose sons are missing, Mr. Arnab Goswami, their justice should be done.
Sir,
you cannot talk of only one
No,
Indian.
sir.
The Kashmiri Muslims are also Indians.
Sir,
Let us also talk about
yeah,
justice
of course.
for them.
You think they don't suffer? Where is your outrage,
Everyone
Asaduddin?
suffers.
You think they
cannot,
I'm okay, Mr.
Yes,
Owaisi. Two more questions to you.
You cannot justify. You cannot justify suffering of one people
Sir,
by saying, "Oh, the
no,
Kashmiri
you cannot.
Muslims
I agree
suffer."
with
No,
you. You cannot.
justify.
Anyone who suffers must be stopped from any form of suffering. If governments are voted, they are voted to stop people from suffering. But where was your outrage, Mr. Owaisi, when there was an attempt to slowly kill the plural nature of Kashmir and the rapid Talibanization of the state? Where was your outrage, Mr. Owaisi, when there was an attempt to legalize underage marriages in Kerala? Where were you then?
Now, if I don't come to your program, does that mean that I am not outraged? Are you the certificate giver of outrage in
I have
all of
given you
India?
two
No.
examples, sir. I didn't hear you.
No.
I didn't hear you on the Talibanization of Jammu and Kashmir.
Let me answer you. You've asked me a question. You are not a certificate giver of outrage.
Sir, I have answered a question.
And we continue to do it.
Sir, I've answered a question. I'm not a certificate giver, but my job is to ask the questions, and my job to ask the questions is not to make anyone happy. Sir, do you believe that religious reservation is against the Constitution of India, is being propagated purely for electoral purposes, Mr. Owaisi?
If that is the case, if what you're saying is right, then what about 1950 presidential order, which say that only a Dalit, a Sikh, and a Buddhist can be classified, can be given reservation? Is that not reservation on basis of religion?
So you're not answering my question whether it is being propagated for electoral purposes.
Do you agree with that?
Sir,
no. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with the reservation on the basis of Hindu, Sikh, and a Buddhist? Do you agree with that?
I am asking.
Do you agree with that? Please tell me.
I am answering you.
I am answering you. The 1950.
I am asking you.
No, I'm
whether
replying
religious
back to you.
reservation is being used for electoral purposes.
Order.
My question, so you understand my question, Mr. Owaisi. After this, I'll pick up some of the questions you raised so that you don't feel the line of questioning is biased. But I need to ask you one more question. And by the way, to all the other panelists, feel free to come in. My sixth question to Mr. Owaisi is, Mr. Owaisi, is it fair or not for any government to intervene in any case of terrorism when it involves a particular community? If not, then why don't you raise your voice? When Gaurav Bhatia's party attempts to usurp the role of the judiciary and hand out clean chits, why don't you speak then? And Gaurav Bhatia won't disagree with what I'm saying because he knows he does it. No, Gaurav, let Mr. Owaisi respond.
Yeah. Why are you making these...
Because these are counter questions.
Allegations? Substantiate it. Let's have a discussion on this if you're making an allegation.
You know, can I get in?
Yes,
now?
Sabha Naqvi wants to come in. Yes, Sabha.
I know. I want to just get in, Arnab. You know, we've shifted the debate. Why is Mr. Owaisi being questioned? You have every right to ask him questions.
No, why not?
The question is Mr.
Why not?
Yogi Adityanath. No, I would just want to say one thing. 31% of the people in this country voted for the BJP. They have a simple majority. I don't think all of them voted to be represented by Yogi Adityanath. That is not the line that the BJP held out during the election.
How do you know?
Yet the BJP seems... No, how do I know?
Yeah.
I can only imagine that Yogi Adityanath was not the face that was put forward.
But he is
now telling...
No, one sec. Prem Shukla. Counters. No, counters. Prem Shukla. Prem Shukla.
Questioning Owaisi.
Today, Mr. Yogi Adityanath.
Prem Shukla.
How, if the government of India has chosen to feel Yogi Adityanath to re-elevate on communal violence, that is a serious
we are chosen for questioning
by the government.
We are chosen for questioning. But this is the first time that someone is questioning Mr. Owaisi and even objection on that. Sabha,
that is not the point here.
This is a question for your secularism also. This is the first time that someone is asking, putting some question to Mr.
Hundreds of
Owaisi.
time, even
We
I
are
question Mr.
party
Owaisi,
for
so don't
each
talk
and-
nonsense.
Each and every question session.
You know, I have
100,000
myself asked questions of Mr. Owaisi
We
in
are
the
asked why
past.
you are
That
saying,
is not the
गर्व
point
से
right
कहो हम
now.
हिंदू हैं. But if he is saying that गर्व से कहो हम मुसलमान हैं, no one is questioning.